Last night, a quick strike from our offense with a 5-run first was all our all-star pitcher needed as Chris and our Sox sail their way to their third straight victory versus the Indians. And today, Southpaw Carlos Rodon is looking for a bounce-back performance as he tries to lead our Sox to a 4-game road divisional sweep. We are coming to you from Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio, where this afternoon Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Jose Abreu, Bobby Garcia, Melky Cabrera, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Michael Brantley, Jason Kipnis, Ryan Rayburn, and Terry Francona's Cleveland Indians. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you the finale of this 4-game set and the 4th of this 8-game road trip. We'll finish this one today, then board our charter going up to Boston Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday against the Carmines. But the Sox, if you know, have taken the first 3. We won the opener 8-1. That was some margin. We won 6-0 game 2, Quintana. Then it was 10-3 yesterday, Chris Sale. And we've outscored these guys 24-4 in this series. And we've scored 24 runs, half of them coming from 2 guys.
Somewhat surprising, the bats have accompanied the Sox to Cleveland, and nobody's swinging it better than Melky Cabrera. This is a double in the corner, and he hits 2 home runs, 1 from each side. First time that's happened since Nick Swisher did it 7 years ago. So Melky swinging it well with a couple of home runs. He's driven in a few, and he's turned it over to Alexei Ramirez, who's suddenly come alive. Not only his defense at shortstop, but 6 for 13 with a home run, 2 doubles, 5 driven in, and a couple of stolen bases. Alexei is playing good, solid baseball, and he's saving his best for the latter portions of the year. Hopefully that continues.
Well, our offense have got their work cut out for them today.
They do indeed, because they're facing a pretty good young pitcher in Danny Salazar. Salazar last time out wasn't great, but he has been very good against our Sox. Now, this is a guy that throws 96, 97. He faced us May 21st and threw the ball exceptionally well. 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs. He struck out 8. And averaging 10.7 strikeouts per 9 innings, that's good. He also has a split change at 88 miles an hour. He's going to be opposed by Carlos Rodon, who the last 4 starts has had some trouble getting the ball over the plate. He's 0-2, his ERA up over 6. As you can see, way too many walks. Maybe that has to do with the blister. Maybe it has to do with some inactivity. But now he's going in rotation for a while. We'll see how that works out. But if he gets the ball over the plate, his stuff is good enough to win. And we would sweep the Tribe for the first time in Cleveland since 2005.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Audi, truth in engineering. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Progressive Field on an absolutely gorgeous day for baseball in Cleveland. It's been 4 straight unusually nice days, and winning 3 of the first 4 certainly helps. And let's take a look at the standings in the American League Central, and we'll show you exactly how things are going. The Kansas City Royals, it was widely reported they got Johnny Cueto. That's certainly going to help as they lead Minnesota by 6.5 games. The Detroit Tigers, who've been stumbling lately, are 10.5 back. Our Chicago White Sox have moved ahead of the Cleveland Indians, a team they had to catch if they're going to move up on the rest of the Central. They're 12.5 games back, and of course, the Cleveland Indians 13 back. And the Indians take the field for this matinee on a beautiful Sunday. And let's take a look at how Robin is going to line up our Sox for the game this afternoon. J.B. Shuck is leading it off. Adam Eaton is nicked up a little bit, but available for a pinch hitting role late in the game if need be. Tyler Saladino in the 2 spot. Melky Cabrera hitting 3rd. He's had a red-hot series. Jose Abreu against the Indians this year has been magnificent. 4 home runs. He's driven in 10 and 12 games. Adam LaRoche is a DH with Avisail Garcia in right. Alexi Ramirez, who's having just a great series and a very good last 2 weeks. Tyler Flowers behind the plate, and Carlos Sanchez at second base and hitting 9. The defense and how they'll line up behind Danny Salazar left to right. Ryan Rayburn, Michael Brantley, and Brandon Moss in the outfield. Mike Aviles, Francisco Lindor, Jason Kipnis, and Jesus Aguilar at first base. Roberto Perez is getting the nod behind the plate, and our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Danny Salazar. Salazar with a good arm. He's a young pitcher with great stuff. On for the 18th time. He's 8-5. His ERA a pretty good 3.78. It's also pretty good. Is 124 strikeouts and 104 2/3 innings, giving up only 89 hits with 29 walks. The left-handers and right-handers have hit him about the same, and he has given up 14 home runs, which is a fairly high total. The men in blue. Bill Miller, the crew chief behind the plate. Marty Foster is at first. Adam Hamari is at second, and Mike Muchlinski is at third. So as Robin looks out, realizing his team can sweep the Indians in a 4-game series for the first time in 10 years, Terry Francona is wondering why the Indians can't win here at Progressive Field. They're just 19-29 at home. Most surprising because they're 4 over 500 on the road. So they've thrown the ball around the infield. Danny Salazar ascends the mound, and that means we're ready to play baseball. And I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Steve, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. As here's the first pitch of the ball game. Taken for a strike by Shuck. Shuck comes in at 274, no homers. He's driven in 9. Sox hitting at 244 as a club with a 3.82 team ERA.
We'll take a look at Adam Eaton from last night's game. He comes on, makes a full-out dive, and on this play he was shaken up somewhat. Now he says that he is available to maybe come in the game late, but he's not going to start.
Boy, that was a nice play right there by Salazar. Wow.
This is an off-speed breaking ball, and that's one of the tendencies that Salazar has fallen into. With 2 strikes, and he had a 2-strike count, he throws an off-speed pitch 40% of the time this year. So JB hits it hard. Unfortunately, he hits it right back to the glove side. If the pitcher gets it on his glove side, he should be able to make the play.
Here's Tyler Saladino. 4 for 14 in the series, hitting at 306, couple homers. He's driven in 5. And he has thrown some leather as well. Got himself a 2-0 count.
He just looks so comfortable in whatever he's doing.
He looks like he's been there for 10 years.
You know, I talked with him before the game today, and I asked him about his defense and the fact that he has a tendency to get down on any of the hoppers that come to him, getting lower than the baseball, which is a really good way to do it. He said he started working at it in the minor leagues, and then Joe McEwing has been talking to him when he got to the major leagues, and he said he just feels much more comfortable that way, and it's a lot easier to field for him.
You cannot play corner, being a stand-up third baseman or a stand-up first baseman.
You've been a proponent for a long time of getting down as low as you can get down and then coming up with the hop.
You got to get your behind down because it brings your eye level down. Wow. Just made a tough pitch on him right there. Full count. The lower you get your behind, the better off you're going to be. And there's ball 4. So a good at bat for another good at bat. And right now, let's check out our picks to click. Mangio, our director of the crew. Well, Sanchez. Steve went with Cabrera. And Mike Mazza, Kenny Wiz, Tom Eichstadt, Pete Catazone, Laura Arenas, Mary Weiss, Nick Bristow, Charles Johnson, and Roy Rivas. Along with Mike Spadali, we're going to go with Shuck. So here's Cabrera at 270, 6 homers, 44 knocked in.
Despite the fact that Salazar is just 25 years old, he's been with the Indians organization since 2007. Surfacing finally in the major leagues in 2013. Last year 6-8 with a 4.25 ERA and 20 starts.
2-0 the count.
So Mike Aviles comes up. He's one of the true veterans in that infield, and he has a quick word with Salazar.
At the top of the zone, and count 2-1. And here at Progressive Field, 325 down the lines, 375 in right center, 370 in left center, and 400 straightaway center. That pitch at 93. There he goes. There's a chopper. So 2 down. This is the 13th meeting of the year between these two teams. The first 12, our Sox have won 7 of them. That'll bring up Abreu. Jose 4 for 12 with a homer and 4 RBIs in the series.
Best arm in the outfield by far is Brandon Moss in right field. Michael Brantley has a good arm in center, and he's very accurate with it, although it's not overwhelming. And Joe McEwing is going to run on Ryan Rayburn every chance he gets. If anything hits out to left field.
Kipnis. Just a little fake over to second.
That's a pretty good, what appeared to be either a cutter or some sort of straight change. His straight change normally is around 88, and it's a split change, but sometimes it'll move away from the right-handers.
That one at 84. Pick him up. Oh, he's right here, buddy. And that's off the corner.
Good eye by Jose, because that one didn't miss by much. But Menard's pitch tracks showed you that it was off the outside.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch. Nope. And that'll retire to the side. He just missed it.
Communications in Truro, Iowa. Now let's take a look at how Terry Francona is going to line up his Indians. It's going to be Kipnis, Brantley, and Rayburn at the top, with Santana, Aguilar, and Moss in the middle. And then, with Jason Kipnis leading off, Perez and Aviles rounded out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Carlos Rodon, left to right, Cabrera, Shuck, and Garcia in the infield, Saladino, Ramirez, Sanchez, and Abreu, and Tyler Flowers behind the plate. We'll tell you about Carlos Rodon in just a bit.
So here's Kipnis at 324, 6 homers, 38 driven in.
These days, if you got a leadoff hitter and he has a 400 or better on base percentage, that's truly unbelievable. But Kipnis hitting 324 coming in. Third in the American League in both departments. He's just had a remarkable season.
That slider in the right field. That fighting that wind. You're going to have to hit it low and hard or kill it to get it out of here to right.
Our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Carlos Rodon. He's on for his 12th start, his 16th game overall. The record at 500 at 3-3. The ERA just under 4.5. The walk's a little higher than he would like, and if Sox do decide that they want to pitch him in rotation for a bit, however long that is, the control probably will pick up somewhat.
Francisco Lindor tries to bunt it, fouls it back. Really a good-looking young player, 21 years old. Hitting at .261, 3 homers, 12 knocked in, 5 for 12 in this series. Saladino making everything look easy down there.
He was in close, thinking about the fact that Lindor does and will bunt, and yet if you got really good hands, it never looks like you're in any hurry. Just moves off to the side, but make sure he keeps the glove down. And then you're not going to outrun that arm, which has proven to be very accurate at third.
So here is Brantley. Michael at 301, 7 homers, 59. Let's take another look. Watch his fanny right here. Watch how the way he gets it. It takes the eyes down, head down. Makes it so much easier. Two and 0 the count to Michael.
That was really the top part of the zone. That's one of the things that's characterized this entire series. This whole umpiring crew has consistently called strikes at the top end of the zone.
Three and 1 to count. Brantley has seen Carlos 4 times, has 1 hit.
Says get me over slider, which on 3 and 1 is not a bad pitch.
He gone. 1, 2, 3 inning, and after 1, no score.
Game brought to you by Miller Lite.
And a reminder today after Sox post game live, CSN goes up close and personal with longtime Bears kicker Robbie Gould. So watch the encore presentation of Bears Life with Robbie Gould presented by Xfinity today after Sox post game live. LaRoche, Garcia, and Ramirez to face Danny Salazar, 25-year-old out of San Domingo. Takes a high strike. 2 for 13 in the series. One and two the count. One out.
Batting sixth for Chicago, the right fielder, number 26, Abisaio Garcia.
Pretty good straight change by Salazar. He had LaRoche well out in front of him.
Yeah, all the clubs with 2 strikes are throwing him off speed stuff. Ivy takes first pitch strike. That one at 94. And there's the base hit to Ivy. So you can cancel a post-game show.
Garcia just reached down, took that pitch out of the strike zone, and just popped it into center field. Another off-speed pitch. Another one of his split changeups, but this time Javi got a base hit.
Here's Alexei at 233, 4 homers, 34 knocked in. Alexei's had good success against Salazar. 9 for 13. That's owning somebody with a homer. Wind blowing in from right. Ivy just a decent lead. As that one at 93.
You can certainly get it out of here today, although it's not going to be quite easy as it's been the last couple of days here.
Well, that low fence, you can always get it out if you hit it low liner or just kill a high fly ball. And that is called a strike. So the count 1 and 2. These dimensions, this is a good hitter's ball. Watch out. 2 and 2 the count.
Well, there's one of the mascots. Apparently he's looking down for a little offense. Hasn't found much in this series.
One out, 1-0. Well, we got the pitching matchups for that Boston series. We're going to run Danks, Samardzija, Quintana, and Sale out there. They're going to run Joe Kelly, Wade Miley, Rick Porcello, and Stephen Wright.
And they're going to do it without Dustin Pedroia, who was just put on the disabled list. So that's another pretty good bat out of the lineup.
Strike him out. Now the ball gets away, so that'll be a stolen base. Avi picks up his 5th.
That's the second time in a series where Jason Kipnis has not been able to hang on to a throw. Now, none other than Mike Scioscia, who was a great catcher and has been a wonderful manager for a long time, told me that there were no outs on the third base side of second if a catcher throws it down there. So this one was wide of the bag, but it became a moot point as Kipnis missed the baseball.
Good throw right there, gets him. Tyler had probably certainly one of, maybe the most important hit in that game yesterday. That key 2-run single in the first inning, 2 out, 2-run single. That made it 5-0. Sanchez on deck. Takes a strike. 3-1. It's full. Got him. Strikes out the side, and after an inning and a half, still no score.
A business function in the Diamond Suite at White Sox game. Diamond Suites can accommodate groups from 10 to 100. Single game packages include a great food menu as well as beverages and parking passes. To purchase, visit whitesox.com/group.
Rayburn, Santana, Aguilar. Here in their half of the second inning. Ryan hitting at .277, 4 homers, 22 knocked in.
It was a young man with a very stylish hat.
Starts him off with a changeup. Man has seen Rodon 3 times, has 2 hits.
Got him out the first couple times last night, but he just couldn't help himself. Got a base hit and a run batted in the next 2 at bats to continue what has been a strong career against our Sox.
Yanks that one foul. So 2-2. He gone. Right at the bottom of the zone. Well, Rayburn, what's he got? 80 RBIs?
80 runs batted in, indeed. That's a pretty good pitch, by the way. That one had the bottom part of the zone. Rayburn didn't like it. Bill Miller said it caught a piece. That's all it takes. It looks like to this point the control of Carlos Rodon much better. He's spotting his fastball this afternoon.
So here's Carlos Santana, 224, 10 homers and 43 knocked in. And he takes first pitch strike. That one at 92. Yeah, it almost looks like he's just playing catch with Tyler.
The Philly fanatic on hand.
Sox 7-1 over our last 8 road games. The reason? Big reason. A 1.23 ERA during that time. He's just getting it and throwing it. Vis-a-vis Mark Burley.
Mark Burley, Chris Sale, Johnny Danks. He's got some good role models of past and present Sox pitchers.
He gone. 3 straight strikeouts for Carlos.
His stuff today looks special. I mean, he's looked good before many times, but today everything is crisp. 3 strikeouts in a row. This one a slider that just explodes inside.
Jesus Aguilar is called up at the beginning of this series from Columbus, where he was hitting .255 with 13 homers, but he had 66 RBIs. Takes that fastball for a strike at 92.
With Carlos being around the zone, he's also getting some pitches just off the plate.
That was a nice motion right there on that changeup.
Well, this is really the work in progress. This is the one that if he gets down, he's going to be doubly tough as a starter with the other 2 pitches that are already plus major league quality, fastball and slider.
Two and two the count. And it's full. That ball hit in the center field. We got a man there. That is 6 up, 6 down with 3 strikeouts for Carlos.
Chicago Data Strong fan, and you just might see yourself on an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile.
Third inning, no score. There's been 1 hit in the game, that by Avi Garcia. Both pitchers with 3 strikeouts. So it'll be Sanchez then back to the top of the order with Schuck and Saladino. And I want to congratulate one of my favorite guys and one of the greatest sports announcers ever on his induction into Cooperstown, Dick Enberg. Oh my. Dick, just a wonderful all-around sports announcer. Didn't get a chance to hear his whole speech, but part of it.
I got a chance to work with Dick, and what a gentleman he was. Loves a game of baseball. He's broadcast just about everything there is to broadcast. And it's a long time coming. It's nice to see that he was finally honored, and he's one of the best guys around.
Well, it's just absolutely amazing that it took this long. I mean, it's almost unbelievable. It doesn't say much for the voting process. That ball hit hard. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. His first home run coming last night, his second today, and it's 1-0. Good guys. Mercy.
You'll probably excuse him if he really doesn't want to leave Cleveland. Almost both home runs in the same spot. Our Ford home run replay, and this looked to be a ball up in the zone. It was probably a cutter. Didn't cut, but it did cut through the wind and went out of the yard.
.412 feet into that wind, and here's what happened last night.
Well, take a look at the location, and we'll see just how close it was. Last night, hit it pretty hard. Now, this is to just the right of that key bank area. It went out. Everybody very happy with his first Major League home run. But He didn't wait around too long for the second one.
He hit 7 last year at Charlotte.
That's a 15th home run that Salazar has given up. That places him second on the team behind Trevor Bauer. Bauer didn't fare very well in the opening game of this series as our boys brought the bats with them from Chicago and kept taking the ball out of the ballpark against Bauer.
Tyler, who walked back in the first inning. 0-2 the count. Fifteenth home run that Salazar has thrown. All right, a Twitter question from TWTW Sports. Hawk, do you think Saladino is the long-term answer for the White Sox? The guy is gritty as heck. Well, he's got the TWTW. TWTW. He's a good player. He's going to be around for a long time. He can play second. He can play short. He can play third, as we can see. And he has absolutely been throwing some brilliant defense out there. He had 25 stolen bases and 27 attempts down at Charlotte. He knows how to play the game as well as anybody in a White Sox uniform. Yeah, he's going to be around for a while. Lindor.
If you want to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with Hawk at Hawk Harrelson. And you can get in touch with me at Steve Stone. I believe that Tyler Saladino is the long-term answer at shortstop. Barring various deals or whatever might come along, you never really know any of that until they go through. That's a position it seems to me like he would probably play.
Well, he's got the speed and the iron to play anywhere in the infield.
Yeah. But with a whole lot of second basemen still around, notably the guy just hit his second home run of the year.
He's going to be around.
He's going to be around for a while, and second base looks to be the place for him. It would be a pretty good middle of the infield with Saladino and Sanchez.
Look at this. Boy, that's sweet. There's a Kansas City special right there by Melky. Well, the Sox did okay when they had Aparicio and Nelly.
Yeah, I would say they did real well when that was their keystone combination, and this is a changeup that he just goes down and gets. Able to keep his hands back. So that one didn't fool him. And if Salazar was paying attention, he probably will realize that he's got to make some sort of adjustment against Melky. He didn't hit it hard, but he also didn't commit himself.
So here's Abreu. He just missed one his first at bat. Strike right on the outside corner. And from what we've seen here from crew chief Bill Miller, this is an attack mode for a hitter. And I don't say that disparagingly, I say complimentary. He's not making him throw it right down the middle every time to get a strike.
Nice stop by Perez as he moved to his right. He will take that slider in the dirt and make sure that there's no advancement by Melky.
to retire the side, but not before the second homer in as many days by Carlos Sanchez. Sox lead at 1-0. Start off a 4-game set in Beantown. Our Sox up at Fenway, so join us from Fenway Park as our Sox take on the Red Sox tomorrow at 6. One nothing good guys. It'll be Moss, Perez, and Aviles, the lower third of the Cleveland order, here near half of the third. Also for 7 in the series, hitting at .215, 15 homers and 48 knocked in. Got off to one of the hottest starts in baseball the first half of last year, and then really cooled down.
Well, he had huge hip problems. It led to hip surgery, and since then he hasn't been the same, although it's not a disappointing year average wise maybe, but 15 and 48 isn't bad.
There's a strike. 3-1. Flips that one into left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. There's a duck snort. So the first hit for the Indians.
I'm talking with a lot of the Indians players. They were talking about leadership in the clubhouse that doesn't come from the manager or coaches. It comes from players. And one of the guys they truly miss is Jason Giambi. Even though he couldn't play every day, he was a pinch hitter, but a veteran guy who'd been through the wars and a winning player, was able to help the youngsters on a daily basis and get the thought process of the team when it got down or when it was struggling. Jason was one of those guys that really helped. Now he stepped away from baseball for a couple of years. They don't know if he's going to come back. But he was second in the running for the manager job with the Colorado Rockies. Eventually won by Walt Weiss. There's no doubt that Jason Giambi will have a spot in baseball when he chooses to come back, and it just might be here in Cleveland.
Two and 0. There's a strike. Perez, 5 homers, 16 knocked in.
Well, the news out of New York is that Zach Greinke's long scoreless streak has come to an end as the Mets push one across in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 45 2/3 innings for Greinke.
That ball is just killed. So the double. Trouble brewing. Ducks on the pond, nobody out.
Perez is a very good backup catcher. Yan Gomes going to get the lion's share of the work when Gomes was on the DL. Perez got a chance to catch most every day, and so he had a chance to refine that stroke. He got a fastball. He took it down the line. And for the first time today, Carlos Rodon has got some problems.
Machiavelli's infield's back. They got a job to do. Go to the right side, get one in, one over. Takes ball 1.
Infield back. They're going to concede the run.
Two and 0. Three and 0. And there's one.
Don Cooper keeping track of the pitches, and that clicker probably reads the same 41 that we have.
They're going to now hold the runner. Okay, give it to him. There you go. There you go. Now every good play, well executed right there by Abreu and Flowers.
This was a contact play, and we'll take a look at our AT & T U-verse multi-view. You got the view from high overhead, the side shot of Aviles. It goes to Abreu, and it's hit so hard even though he's back, he was able to cut down Moss at the plate. And the best part about this, not only do you cut down a run, but you make sure that the runners can't advance. Perez has to stay at second base. The run down was ended quickly. So it puts runners at first and second where a fly ball with one out. Can't score Perez. Well done by the Sox infield, who's had a great defensive series.
Here's Kipnis. Kipnis went out to Avi in right field.
Runners in scoring position. Jason has been pretty good this year. He's been good in just about every department.
Over by the Tribe dugout. And count 1-2. Turn it. Yes. Boy, they have turned some twin killings out there. Alexei and Carlos, mercy. That's number 110. And it is still a 1-0 Sox lead.
And you don't turn a double play more quickly than this. Bear in mind, Kipnis can run. Bare hand to second, back to first, get him by a half step. Just an outstanding play. Aviles went down as hard as he could at first base, tried to break it up on that slide at second. But it was not to be, and out of the inning, second and third, nobody out, and Carlos and the infield turns them away.
A row shot to left field, 1 out, and that'll bring up Avi. Avi, a single and a stolen base. First pitch strike. Second pitch strike. Guys, you've been watching it. You know he's going to call a strike if it's close. He did not go. One 3-0 for us. 2-0 for them. And now he's got him in a full count. Two down.
Salazar continues to show pretty good stuff as he throws that fastball on the outside corner to 95 miles an hour as a Honda pitch track shows you that perfect pitcher's pitch. Not many guys are going to be able to get to that.
Alexei struck out his first trip. And oh, nice play. Beautiful feed. Wow. Good play by Aguilar. And we'll go to the bottom of the fourth. It's still 1-0 Sox.
Field for Country Music Night and Fireworks presented by Pepsi. On Friday, July 31st, country music's rising duo Maddie and Tay will perform live on the field pregame, and all fans are invited to stay for a postgame fireworks show. Purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com/country or calling 866-SOX-GAME.
We're seeing some good defense in this game already. Lindor. Francisco takes first pitch strike.
Saladino at third is playing close, but he's not in on the grass, and Lindor has shown that he will at least attempt a bunt. At that time, however.
The 0-2 pitch. And there is a base hit. Young man's got a nice approach and good plate coverage.
When you're a big, strong guy, you come to the major leagues and you got to prove the fact that you can play some defense. And Jesus Aguilar makes just an outstanding play. The thing I like about it was a good, solid throw from his knees. He didn't lollipop it over there. He gave Salazar a chance to right his footwork. He got the bag with his right foot on the inside of the bag and peeled away toward the field of play, which kept him out of the way of the base runner. It was done perfectly on both ends.
Lindor 1 for 1 in stolen bases. And here's Brantley, struck out on a good slider.
The first time up, Carlos got one of the toughest guys in baseball to strike out. It'd be really unusual to see it happen twice in a row. Last night, Chris Sale struck him out one time. He's not used to that.
Bit of a gap out there in left center. And the count 0-2. So he's got him in the big hole.
Probably shows you when a guy who hasn't laid down a sacrifice this year and very rarely will bunt for a hit thinks about laying one down, Probably not swinging against the left-handers, at least these particular left-handers, as well as he would like.
He gone.
Two strikeouts in a row, and this is that hard-breaking slider at 86 miles an hour. Kept it out of the zone. And Brantley goes down on strikes. That's just the 29th time this year he's fanned in 337 at-bats.
Ryan Rayburn called out on a fastball. Oh, he is upset with himself. He got a cookie and missed it.
Let's take a look at what he's done against our Sox, and he is the menace. Most career runs batted in versus major league teams. The 80 driven in against our Sox. More impressive than the Royals, Rangers, and Twins combined.
Another good pitch to hit. Right down the middle. And fouls it away. He gone. 5 strikeouts now. And that'll bring up Santana, who struck out his first trip. There's that changeup.
A bit somewhat disappointed in Santana only is he hasn't made a whole lot of adjustments. At times he's been able to take his walks. In fact, the last 2 years he's averaging pretty close to 100 walks a season. But from him, they want him to produce some more runs. 2013, 20 home runs, 74 driven in. That was good. Last year, 27 home runs, 85 driven in, and that was very good. But this year, the batting average has sunk. Driven in 43, however, on his 10 home runs.
Pick, guns it over. Yes, good play again by Saladino as he gets a hand from Rodon.
play at third base, and Robin knows a whole lot about play at third. He's hugging the line, and he gets one down the line. So far, we really haven't seen a play that he can't make at third base. Now, I would assume there might be one somewhere down the road, but he's charged the ball well. He's gone to his backhand. We've shown great range to his left. He's done great on hoppers and smothering the hop, moving back with the hop, and so far he's fielded everything.
Tyler Flowers, 0 for 1, strikeout. The thing that's impressed me the most, everything just mentions impressed me, but I think probably it's the quick reaction time and recognition aspect.
You also don't see a short arm thrower from third base who's that accurate and that strong. That's a most unusual arm motion from third base, and yet every time he throws it pretty much right in the middle of the chest of whoever it is playing first base.
One out.
Sox fans, join us on Sunday, August 2nd at 1:10 as our White Sox take on the New York Yankees. Also, the first 5,000 girls ages 12 and under will receive a doll-sized White Sox t-shirt presented by American Girl. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
Here's the difference in the ball game right here.
There it is. Looked like a cutter. He got it up and out over the plate. For the second time in as many days, the home run trot, which he's becoming very fond of.
And that extends his hitting streak to 9 games. Another bullet.
You know, it's very unusual because both you and I have a lot of friends of ours who are extremely interested in the White Sox and the young players they bring to the major leagues and how they're doing and why they're not doing what. And when Carlos was stuck in the 150s, everybody said, well, I mean, how long can you wait with him at second base? I mean, how long? I mean, when's he going to start hitting the ball? Is he ever going to start hitting the ball? And I know I told him, and I'm pretty sure you told him, you got to give this guy a chance because he's hit every place he's ever gone with no reason to assume that he won't hit here. And we're seeing it now. He was given the chance, the full chance. And it's paying great dividends.
Here's Shuck. Hit the ball hard twice. Once right back to the pitcher and the other to the second baseman. Well, he's a good player and he's going to be a better player. Out of play in the count 0-2. First and 30. Nope. Can't get him.
That was actually too long a throw for Jason Kipnis to backhand. I'm not saying you're going to get J.B. Shuck anyway because he's quick. But if Jason were to angle his body on the throw, angle it towards second base where he could make a stronger throw to second, they might have had a chance. But Shuck runs awfully well. And Sanchez trying to go get him. Wasn't even close to the bag. Would have been a discretion call by Adam Hamari, and if he did get a piece of him, whether it was interference or not, but became a moot point.
Here's Tyler. He just walked and grounded to short. No, they're not going to get him when that ball hit that slow. Outfield, spread out, gap in left center. That's Tyler. Takes ball one. once again, a reminder, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all 4 night games at Fenway Park. First 3 games will be right here over Comcast Sportsnet, and Thursday will be on My 50, WPWR. Danks, Samardzic, and Tana and Sale for us. Kelly, Miley, Porcello, and Wright for them. Chuck is 4 for 6 in stolen bases. Tyler with a good count, 2-0. 3-0. Cabrera on deck. There's one. And the second walk for Saladino. Only 2 issued
Now stepping to the plate for Chicago,
by Salazar.
number 53, Melky Cabrera.
Melky has grounded to second and had a little Kansas City special into center field. A little duck snort. Takes that one at 95 right there. Line shot to Lindor. That's a hang with him for. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, man. Hang with him, Melky. Meanwhile, we're halfway home leading 1-0.
They did, Chuck. It was the Cleveland Spiders at one point. I believe that the Spiders, having a very tough year, I think they lost 120 games one year. I'll have to check on that, but it wasn't a particularly good year for the Spiders.
That's fouled away by Aguilar.
They played in tough luck.
Aguilar 0 for 1 went out deep to center field fighting that wind. He hit it hard. Pretty good swing on that one underneath it. Two. Watch out, that hit him. Got him pretty good. Didn't want to do that on a 1-2 leadoff man.
Tried to run that fastball right in and got him on the leg. Fortunately for Aguilar, speed is not a big part of his game, but he's going to feel that one for a while.
So here's Brandon Moss. A little soft single. Slider, no.
Actually, Chuck, if you're still listening, the Cleveland Spiders had the worst year in professional baseball history. They went 20-134 one year.
There's another slider into the crowd.
And that, Chuck, is a tough season.
And another souvenir. He gone. Six strikeouts now for Carlos.
Took a little something off that one and had Moss well out in front of it. He has yet to walk anybody with those 6 strikeouts, only giving up 3 hits, and is nursing a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th.
Here is Perez. He doubled hard into left field. Pretty good pass on that one. Just underneath it. Trying to make it 4 in a row over the Indians here in this ballpark for the first time since 2005. Fastball at 92.
Jose's a pretty big guy, and Aguilar is right there with him.
Jacks it up, takes the strike.
You can see maybe a couple inches taller.
Looks like David Ortiz almost.
He resembles him a lot.
Line drive, stay up. It will. So 2 down. Perez with 2 real good at bats.
For the Indians, third baseman, Mike Aviles.
That's dangerous. With the umpire standing up. Aviles. Mike with men on second and third, nobody out. Back in the 3rd inning. But Carlos was in trouble. Soft single by Moss, a double by Perez, second and third, nobody out. Mike Aviles, who can move the ball to the right side, he was trying to go that way to get one in because the infield was playing back and one over. 1-2 the count. Hit a shot to Abreu. That ball into right field. That's a can of corn. And that'll retire the side. We're into the 6th. It's still 1-0 White Sox.
Police and fire departments join us on Wednesday, August 12th for the Police and Fire Night. And the first 10,000 fans receive a White Sox tablet cover presented by UL. For more than a century, UL has been committed to fire safety. Learn more at ul.com/fire. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/PDFD or call 866-SOX-GAME.
First pitch strike to Abreu, who just missed one. His first at bat. And then he bounced back to Salazar, his second at bat.
Both of these young pitchers throwing the ball exceedingly well. The only difference, second home run of the year by Carlos Sanchez, coming leading off the 3rd inning. You can see what it looks like so far. Only 7 hits combined, just the 1 earned run we told you about. Carlos hasn't walked anybody, which is great. Salazar's walked a pair.
There's a shot base hit. Oh, the ball gets by him. He's going to go all the way to third. Standing up. Yes.
Single E7. As soon as you see you can't get to it, you got to give some ground and somehow knock that ball down. Rayburn was not able to do it, and Jose, seeing the ball go to the wall, easily coasts into third base. This could turn out to be a very big play. This is going to force the infield in at all 4 positions.
So here's Adam, a strikeout and a fly out to left field. Takes first pitch, strike right there. And very quickly, 0-2. Talking about on the changeup his first time. And that's what they have been doing to Adam when he was down in the count or had just 2 strikes. One out.
For the White Sox, now
Throws some high heat right by him.
So a big strikeout, and here's Javi. Javi has singled and struck out. Also, when he singled, he stole his 5th base. Takes ball 1. Big hack. All we need is some contact. And he's in the hole 1-2.
Fly ball just about anywhere. With medium depth to right field where Moss has an excellent arm.
Two out.
He goes upstairs once again and throws it right by him. Hey, White Sox fans, next time you're looking for great seats, go to StubHub, where there are no surprise fees at checkout. That's right. On StubHub, the price you see is the price you pay. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of WhiteSox.com.
In the right field, trying to fight that sign, makes the catch. We get a man on third, nobody out, a strikeout, and a pop-up.
Photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Chicago Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
1-0 game. Sox on top here in the bottom of the 6th inning, just blowing a golden opportunity with a man on third, nobody out. And didn't even come close to scoring. So it'll be the top of the order. Kipnis, Lindor, and Brantley. And a momentum changer in this game.
Jason thought that one might have been a little low and wide. But Bill Miller told him he's been calling a pretty generous strike zone all day and nothing's changed.
Yes! He timed it beautifully. What a defensive series that Alexei Ramirez has had.
Alexei's chased down pop-ups, caught line drive after line drive, makes spectacular plays up the middle to them very close to turning double plays. Not much more he can do to turn things around in this series.
Lindor hit one shot down to third base. That Saladino made a good play on it. Then he got a base hit to right field. Way out in front of that changeup.
This is about as effective as Carlos Rodon's straight change has been all year. Almost exclusively away. He's made one changeup mistake inside, but that's been it. Another straight change that he keeps down, and that is the mantra of all guys who use that straight change. If you're going to miss down and preferably away. .83 pitches Mr. Cooper's looking at.
Chops that one foul, so the count hangs at 2-2. Keiko getting touched up in Kansas City, and inning and 2/3 he's given up 5 runs earned. (5-1) Royals leading Houston. Top of the 3rd, Minneapolis, no score as they host the Yankees. He gone. 7 strikeouts now.
Let's take a look at the afternoon of Carlos Rodon to this point, and it's been most impressive. He's got Michael Brantley twice, which is tough to do. He's got a lot of their hitters looking at fastballs. He's got them swinging at sliders. Another Michael Brantley strikeout. Brandon Mossie's gotten a couple times, and this a biting break ball down in the dirt. No walks is just as impressive as the 7 strikeouts.
First pitch strike.
Pretty impressive line so far for the youngster. He's had everything under control after he retired the first 6 in the game. Just
a beautiful day for the 4th consecutive day Talking about weather-wise, and on the other side of the page, baseball-wise.
In a good series, baseball-wise.
There's a strike. Going to count 1-2.
For the second time all year long that Michael Brantley has fanned twice in a game.
Softly hit. Carlos has got him. And that'll retire the side. We're into the 7th. 1-0. Chuck Garfien and Luke Stuckmeyer, quiz contestants on their Chicago sports trivia knowledge. That's the best of beer money. Presented by Coors Light tonight at 7 on CSN Chicago. Top of the 7th inning, 1-5-0 for us, 0-3-1 for them. We have left 6, they have left 3. It'll be Flowers, Sanchez, then back to the top of the order with J.B. Shuck. Tyler 0 for 2, couple of punch outs.
Be a nice time to pick up at least one insurance run. You with the bottom part of the order coming up.
That change up. And the count 2-1. That evens it up on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Baltimore leading Tampa Bay 5-2, bottom of the 6th in St. Pete. Phillies leading the Cubs 3-1, bottom of the 2nd. As it's a full count. This will be pitch number 103.
Zach McAllister loosening into pen.
Seven strikeouts now for Salazar. Make that 8. Rodon has 7.
So both bullpens going. Matt Albers throwing in our pen. And are throwing Zach McAllister for the try.
Look at this. Line shot into left field. See, he makes a big turn And he'll go back to first. He is 3 for 3. A home run leading off the third inning. 2 solid singles to left.
I love the big turn at first base for the simple reason that when you take that turn, it forces the left fielder, whoever it might be, to make a good solid throw to second base. He can't just casually get it back in because he doesn't know if you're going to take off. So you're putting the pressure on the defense. Rayburn's a decent outfielder, but he doesn't have a big arm. So Carlos running hard, taking that big aggressive turn, and if the throw is off the mark or if Rayburn bobbles it, he's going to be in at second base.
Shuck 0 for 3. Outfield for the most part, but out a little bit of spaced about equidistant, slightly to the left. Want to know the count? That ball hit high in the right field. Letting that sun again.
Add some White Sox fun to your next event. Schedule Southpaw for a birthday party, wedding, festival, school assembly, block party, or more. To have Southpaw visit you, call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com/Southpaw.
Here's Tyler. 0 for 1 with 2 walks. And 2 good plays at third base.
You can understand why the Indians are so high on Salazar. He has just exceptional stuff. Earlier this year, they sent Salazar down to the minor leagues. And what they told him at the time, Terry Francona told him, was they wanted him to work on his game preparation. They thought perhaps he wasn't working quite as hard as he could have worked for a young man who's aspiring to be one of the dominant pitchers in baseball. He certainly learned his lesson, because since coming back, he's been awfully tough.
Nothing wrong with a little attitude adjustment every now and then.
No, I think you got to do that. I think you've got to set the rules early in a man's career, and if you tell him exactly what you expect of him and you leave nothing to chance, then there's not going to be anything lost in the communication between the authority figures and the people who are performing.
Bounce that one back.
These days, and we've talked about it, you don't have many tools in the arsenal. You're not going to take much money from them because it doesn't matter very much. And as far as taking time from them or not playing him when they're here, that's not the greatest idea, except occasionally. But that's a huge wake-up call, getting sent down. You come back, you make a determination, you just don't want to go back down.
I have always been a big proponent of everybody who's been in the league at least 4 or 5 years going down to the minor leagues for 1 week every season.
Make a trip down there to see what it was like?
You better believe it.
Well, that's a convincer. That'll remind you, if you've forgotten, how good you have it here, and for the most part what you have to do to stay here.
I've also been a big proponent of manager taking a week off during the season every year just to clear his head. whether you're going good or whether you're going bad. And there is the third walk. So 3 outstanding at bats. Only 3 walks that Salazar has issued. But especially if you're going bad. As here comes Terry. He's seen enough because of the number of pitches. 113. So they're trying to find their own big, hard throwing right-hander coming out of that bullpen. And McAllister, Salazar departs, and we'll be back.
Players all season long by visiting whitesox.com/connect today. Our Honda call to the pen is Zach McAllister from Chillicothe, Illinois. Big, hard-throwing right-hander. There you look at the numbers. On for the 38th time. He's 2-3. His ERA a little over 3. 59 strikeouts. In 46 2/3, he's only allowed 3 home runs. He was a starting pitcher for the Indians, and it didn't seem to work out very well for them. But since they put him in the bullpen where he can go with his hard stuff mostly, he's been successful. He had a hard time as a starter because he didn't have off-speed pitches, but he doesn't need them out of the pen.
Well, most teams are looking for their Wade Davis. Yes, here's Melky. Takes first pitch strike at 96. Melky 1 for 3. Two on, 2 out. 1-0 good guys here in the top of the 7th inning. And there's a base hit. They're going to wave him around. That throw is cut off. Now they're going to go to second base. The ball goes into center field. Now they're going to hold him at third. So Cabrera with the RBI single.
Big run as Melky drives in number 45. And Joe McEwing, and we told you that they're going to run on Rayburn every chance they get. He doesn't have a great arm. This throw cut off. And if it's a good throw to second base, they're going to get out of the inning. It, however, was not. It's single. Run batted in. E5.
So the intentional walk to Abreu. bring up LaRoche, who is 0 for 3 today with a couple of strikeouts. Come on, Adam, we need you right here, buddy.
Now at bat for Chicago, the designated hitter, Adam LaRoche.
The real odd part of the 3 walks by Tyler Saladino today. Not only 3 walks today, it's his first 3 walks of the year. Apparently the game plan for Salazar, and they told him, hey, look, this guy never walks. You can pretty much throw the ball anywhere. He's going to swing at it. Yep, he decided not to.
Don't help him out, Adam. Yes, the squeezing it a little bit. Sacks packed with Sox. 2 down. Make him get it down. One and 2 the count. Had a wheelhouse shot right there. Didn't do anything with it.
McAllister, a big man at 6'6", 240, originally signed by the New York Yankees. They liked him. He was drafted in the 3rd round, but he wended his way here to Cleveland.
Going in the dirt. They want it up. And Perez going out to talk to him.
I think you'd probably say you might get a better result if you throw this ball up than if you throw it down.
We do pick up points. 7th inning stretch. We lead at 2-0.
return for the latest sports news, and you also get some opinion. And it's the Cap and Haw Show on CSN Chicago. It's the only morning sports talk TV show in town. Don't miss the Cap and Haw Show, presented by Horowitz and Associates. Weekday mornings at 9 on Comcast Sportsnet. And today, the Hall of Fame class inducted Craig Biggio. Look at those numbers. Pretty impressive. 4-time Gold Glove winner, 7-time All-Star. Randy Johnson, 5 Cy Young Awards, 10-time All-Star. Pedro Martinez, 3 Cy Young Awards, 8-time All-Star. And John Smoltz. John Smoltz, 15-4 in the postseason, 8-time All-Star with over 3,000 strikeouts. So a very distinguished class going into Cooperstown, and we congratulate each and every one of them. Well deserved on wonderful careers, and they got their just due this afternoon.
2-0 Sox here in the bottom of the 7th. Rayburn, Santana, and Aguilar. Ryan 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts. Two 7-0 for us, 0-3-2 for them. We have stranded 9. They have stranded 3. That's out of play. And the count 1-2. In that Royal acquisition of Johnny Cueto, that trade, Cincinnati acquired Brandon Finnegan, John Lamb, and Cody Reed. He gone. Boy, how long has it been since Ryan Rayburn struck out 3 times in a game against us?
I can't remember if he ever has.
That's the prime example. What we talk about all the time. Everything in this game is contagious.
He's faced some wonderful pitching in this series. There's no doubt about that. But swinging a good bat, and when you get over anxious, you expand that strike zone as he did just then. The impressive part about this is that Carlos hasn't walked anybody yet.
Well, when you're not scoring, you get guys like Rayburn, who's the run producer, especially against us. That's when they expand their strike zone. And that's when everybody else is not hitting. Now all of a sudden they're not hitting. Santana struck out. And Saladino made a good play on him. Takes that strike. Three and 1. That's Souvenir.
Retained the baby and the baseball. Not a bad combination.
Good piece of hitting right there. 1-out single.
Santana, who has played as a pull hitter from both sides of the plate, decides to take it to right field. A lot of hits that way if you determine that you're going to go that way.
So here's Aguilar. Fly deep to center and was hit by a pitch.
Pitch number 102 on the way here in the 7th.
$24,763 yesterday. 26,553 the day before. Today, 17,751, just a little under their average of 17,828. Oh, way out in front.
The pen up and going. Jake Petrichka, Zach Duke.
Yes, did get a piece of it. That one got a seat. Thank goodness.
Got a seat, and a young fan has a souvenir. And a picture by mom.
He gone. A beauty. 9 strikeouts now.
That changeup today has probably been the best one that he's used all year long. He's kept it exactly where he wanted to keep it. He's gotten the Indians well out in front of it. And there you look at a most impressive line, especially with the 0 in the walk column. Only 4 hits and no runs.
Moss had a Kansas City special back in the 3rd with the Ducks North in the left and a strikeout. Two and one to count. Broken bat. Another Kansas City special. So 2 out runners into corners.
That's 2 hits for Moss. That one cracks his bat. Leaving him with what looks like a cricket pattern.
So Perez, the next hitter, he's had the best 2 at-bats against Carlos of any hitter in the lineup. He has doubled hard into left and lined hard into right. So good job. Beautiful job by Carlos Parts. And we'll be back.
Bases. Runners at first and third. However, there are a couple of outs. He's 3-2 this year, out for the 40th time. His ERA a little below 3 1/4. He throws good sinkers, and he's got to get by Roberto Perez. And a fine job by Carlos Rodon. He'll leave without giving up any runs. Of course, his responsibility, the 2 on base. A couple of base hits sandwiched around a couple of strikeouts here in the 7th. So he took it as far as he could go before giving way. And a big inning for Jake Petrichka.
And stepping to the plate for the Tribe, number 55, Roberto Perez.
Perez, as I mentioned, that hard double and that hard line drive to Avi in right field.
When you're carrying only 2 catchers, it's tough because their best pinch hitter, David Murphy, with 3 home runs, 6 driven in, is a pinch hitter. But Yan Gomes has caught all 3 games. Want to give him a little time off, especially day game after a night game. So Perez does hit for himself. And Murphy, for the time being, stays on the bench.
Well, Murphy, to me, against us in the past, is one of the best. Well, let me reframe it. He's one of the most dangerous pinch hitters in the league.
But there's no doubt he's got 8 pinch hits and 25 at bats with the 3 homers and 6 driven in, and nobody else on their team even has 1.
Yeah, that's pretty stout right there. 3 home runs. Big pitch, the 1-1. And it goes. That's a good pitch. Roberto cannot complain. He's been getting them for his guy all day.
No, he's shaking his head, but this one had the whole zone. That's a good call by Bill Miller. Just a perfect pitch.
Take a little something off of it now, down. High. He gone. Yes. The Jake Meister comes in and shuts the door.
Miller Lite, and here's our Miller moments, and it's on the defense. First, a very quick double play, and that was a dandy. And then Jose Abreu cuts down what would be a run. Only see Tyler Saladino come up with a good backhand at third base. And then Alexi Ramirez, who's had a magnificent defensive series, doing it once again. The defense has been brilliant, led by the man you're looking at, who's had 4 of the best games he's had all year. But here's a stat that's unbelievable. Sox starters have not issued a walk over the last 5 games. It's the longest streak by the team since 1972. That's pretty amazing. That was also 5 games.
We've got some of the best pitching in baseball.
This streak, however, is bordering on historic and got a chance to be just that.
Well, we've got one of. It's always hard to say anybody's the best in this game, but we certainly have one of, if not the best pitching coach in the game. He's got stats to prove it.
Again, if he's not the best, he is within the top 2, you'd have to think.
Yeah.
You saw a look at Mike Aviles, who has moved out to left field from his spot at third base.
Two and two. He's 1 for 3 today.
That means Giovanni Urshela has come in to play third.
One out.
For Chicago now at bat, shortstop Alexei Ramirez.
There is Giovanni, 23-year-old third baseman, to go with their 21-year-old shortstop.
Cleveland pitching 10 strikeouts today. Alexei is retired.
Stepping to the plate for the White Sox, the catcher Tyler Flower.
So here's Tyler 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts. But make no mistake about it. Today, yesterday, the day before, he has worked his pitchers extremely well. As Soto did in the first game.
Mark Zubczynski throwing in the bullpen for the Indians.
That's one of the most beautiful things in the game for me, to watch as pitcher and catcher working as a tandem. Carlos got it and threw it today. Worked very fast.
That was noticeable right from the beginning. I mean, completely changing his philosophy on how to do it. And I think observing how Chris Sale and Johnny Danks have been doing it, no reason not to get it and throw it.
We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. They say 2-0 Sox lead. bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Aviles to start it off, then back to the top of the order with Kipnis and Lindor to face the Jake Meister, Jake Petrichka.
He came on and threw a couple of really good pitches to Roberto Perez, getting out of that 7th and making sure that in the line of Carlos Rodon there was a 0 in the run column.
Aviles 0 for 2. Get into a 3-2 fielder's choice. Yes, he did. That was executed beautifully by Abreu and Tyler Flowers. Hit that ball hard, too. He gone. 1 out. Jake 2 for 2.
And when Jake is right, there's some late explosion on that sinker. Watch this ball. It comes up, and at the last instant, looking like it's going to be knee high, it just explodes straight down. It's that late movement. It's not the velocity. The late movement is what fools hitters, and Robin coming out as Zach Duke will come into this one. Nice job by Jake Petrichka. On comes Duke. And that means that we'll get an opportunity to step out and be back after these messages. The White Sox all season long, wherever you are, with MLB.TV Game of the Day. You also get in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay previews, radio broadcasts, and more. Browse the app's new features, including StatCast tracking videos and bilingual access for Spanish-speaking fans. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. So our Honda call to the pen is Zach Duke. And he comes on to face the top of the order. On for the 44th time. He's 3-4. His ERA under 3.5.
And here's Kipnis. Takes first pitch strike.
Zach picked up an inning last night. He gave up a run on a hit with a strikeout.
Takes an 0 for 3 last time. Up hit a rocket that Alexa made a beautiful timing dive. And the catch is that. They'll get a little wake-up call right there to Tyler. Two strikes to Jason out of Northport. He gone. 2 down. 12 strikeouts now for our guys.
Ripping slider, low and away from Kipnis. And he has not had a real good series. Got a night off against Chris Sale. There's a lot of left-handers that can say that.
Yeah, since he's been healthy. Last year he was hurt, but prior to that, this is the first time he's had a bad series against us.
Yeah, it's just one hit in the 3 games he's played.
1 for 12. Talking with some scouts before the game. 3 of them, and all 3 agreed that we have the best pitching in the American League. And obviously that means some of the best of baseball.
It's pretty strong. That has not been the problem for the greater portion of this year.
No. Started off with defense, and that put a pall on there. We're terrible defensively up front. And then it carried over, putting too much pressure because we were letting in too many runs on the offense. Defense will put you in a funk faster than anything.
Last 5 games of starting pitching has been close to untouchable. They haven't walked anybody, fanning 32 with just 3 runs and 37 in the 3rd. Yikes.
Cues that one. Another good-looking young shortstop coming into the American League. Correa at Houston.
Yeah, you go with that youngster in Houston with his size, his strength, his arm, his ability. He is what everybody aspires to as far as filling that position. But Lindor's going to be really good.
Well, they're already talking about moving Correa to third base. In the story that I read.
As long as they keep him in that lineup, they can pretty much move him wherever they want.
The only thing it might do for him is make him a little stronger in August and September. As Lindor walks, that is the first walk issued by our guys. The first walk in a long time. Over the last 5 games. Last time was 43 years ago. White Sox staff went that long. So here's Brantley. Michael over 3 with a couple of strikeouts. That's starters. White Sox starters, according to Ray Garcia, have not issued a walk over the last 5 games. The club's longest streak, so that will continue. That's amazing.
When you accomplish something positive, and that's obviously quite positive, that you haven't accomplished since 1972, that's pretty impressive.
One pitch. So now 3-1. Brantley 7 homers, 55 knocked in.
David Robertson listening in the pen.
That's softly hit, and we got a man there. That'll retire the side. So a good job by Duke, and we're into the ninth.
To Boston for 4 night games before traveling back to Chicago, entertaining the New York Yankees for 3, the Tampa Bay Rays for 3. Then after an off day, we go to Kansas City for a 3-game series before returning home. So that's what it looks like coming up, as the Sox starting to play some pretty good baseball. One more inning to try to nail it down here and sweep the Indians as Mark Zipchinski comes into the ball game. 2-3 is ERA, 3.66 on for the 44th time. He is a left-handed specialist.
Sanchez will lead it off. Carlos, 3 for 3 today. 3 line shots. Well, let me rephrase that. 2 line shots and 1 long, hard hit home run. Takes first pitch strike. And his average up to 222. Well, he and Alexi have turned some double plays. Wow. Some that you just don't expect to get turned.
Turned some double plays, and it seems like everybody in the infield these days is picking everything in sight. The defense has tightened up considerably.
Well, that's the first rule in the game. Catch the ball from the time that you start in Little League. Holds true all the way up to the major leagues. One out.
Stepping in for the White Sox, center fielder J.B. Shuck.
And here's Shuck. He's 0 for 4. Takes first pitch strike. Sanchez scored both runs, so Mike Leary and a crew, they're picked to click. A good day.
Well, it's about time. They've been scuffling like dogs.
That's cold. Cold. And he beats it. So that'll be a base hit.
A whole lot of left-handers that get turned around after they make their follow-through have a hard time getting to first base. And when you have a guy the speed of J.B. Shuck, you better get there in a hurry. And it was just one step to the third base side and it cost him to play at first.
So Francona out. Kapczynski leaves, and we'll be back.
On this year with an ERA of 180 on for the 43rd time. He's had some very strong numbers. Good control. Save opportunities. He's had 3 of them. He's converted 2. He inherits J.B. Shuck at first base. It's a 2-0 game, and there's 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning.
Tyler Saladino 0 for 1 with 3 walks. And that last one in the 7th inning was a big walk. Set up our second run. Outfield bunch just a bit. For the most part, straight up. Small gap in right center. That breaking ball the one away. Our cutter, big breaking cutter.
Well, that throw was right on the mark. One of the better catch it and throw it guys around, as Perez just made it look easy. It's a pretty decent jump, but he gets thrown out by a wide margin. This throw is right there.
Good jump he got. So he is now 4 for 7 in stolen bases. Oh, he got a cookie right there and underneath it. So the count 1-2.
This one on the inner third, it looked like a slider that, or cutter that didn't do much.
That's into right field. And it'll retire to the side. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Rayburn, Santana, and Aguilar are the scheduled hitters.
Always tense hot dog race, enjoying some popcorn and a little levity with the crowd. But first thing first, David Robertson comes into the ball game to try to nail it down. He's 4-2 his ERA, 2.31 on for the 38th time, 20 for 25 in save situations. Walked only 8 while fanning 57. And he's got to go right through the middle of the order. Urshela, Santana, and Aguilar. I would assume that we would see Murphy somewhere in this threesome, perhaps for Aguilar.
So here's Urshela. Giovanni. "23 years old. Curveball, no. I don't know the count. Gap out there in right center field. Good rip. 1-1 to count. 2-8-0 for us. 0-5-2 for them. We have stranded 9. They have stranded 6. We got a run in the third. It was a home run by Carlos Sanchez, his second major league homer, his second in 2 days. Picked up another one in the 7th. That ball hit deep into right center field. And he can't make the catch. Sun got him. So that's a triple.
If he got there in time with his great speed, he was able to run it down on the track. And unfortunately, that sun that is pouring into right center field just obscured the baseball. There was no way that Chuck could get to it. And David Robertson not particularly happy with that, but he's got a cushion. He's got the 2-run lead. Now you forget about that man at third and try to take him down from here.
Santana 1 for 3. Takes a breaking ball strike.
I believe we've got Murphy in the on deck circle.
Santana has 10 home runs, all from the left side. He has faced Robertson twice. He's 0 for 2. Strike on the inside corner. So the count 1-2. If you can, stay right there, David. He gone. 1 out.
Good solid curveball over the top, and Santana goes down on strikes. Nice block by Tyler Flowers, and that's one of them.
So here's Murphy at .299, 5 homers, 26 knocked in, but 3 of those 5 pinch hitting. First pitch strike. Murphy has faced David 9 times. Has 2 hits. Two down. Urshela scores. It's a 2-1 ball game. That'll bring up Brandon Moss. He's 2 for 3 today with 2 Kansas City specials. Duck snort in the 3rd. Broken bat single in the 7th. They got the shift on. Sanchez out there in short right field. Outfield there deep. Ivy almost on the track. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two on the count. That's high into center field, and when that ball comes down, this ball game will be over. So Sox come in here for the first time since 2005 and sweep The Indians in a 4-game set, we win it 2-1.
What a ball game, and what a job the Sox have done. It was 3 games of offense with airtight pitching and good defense. Today, airtight pitching, good defense. The offense wasn't there, but the rest of the club picked them up. The man you're looking at, Alexei Ramirez, had a magnificent series along with the rest of his teammates. Coming into Cleveland and taking 4, you couldn't have asked for anything more. Now it's on to Boston.
And let's check out our player of the game. It is our 22-year-old southpaw, Carlos Rodon, our player of the game. So, for Steve Stone, for our star producer, Mike Leary, our director, Skip Ellison, our associate producer, Dave Ross, our terrific technical manager, Mark Harper, and also for Mike Bixenstein, Dave Hammond, Mike Stahl, Steve Yoder, and the executive producer, Jim Corno Jr. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody. You've been watching a White Sox sweep right here in Cleveland, right here on Comcast Sportsnet.